system. So I started reading this subject from a book called Galvin, and this is one of the standard books. Its language is very simple, and my concepts got cleared from this book. I hope if you go through this book once, it will be very helpful. The topics that we are going to cover is based on the course provided by IIT Kanpur for the GATE course, that is process, threads, interprocess communication, concurrency, synchronization, deadlock, CPU scheduling, memory management, virtual memory, file system, IO system, protection and security. If you go through the book, you will see these topics covered in 5 units, which are like introduction, intro, then process management, storage management, input output system, protection and security. So which are the topics which are part of these? First, you need to do an introduction on operating system. This is like what is an operating system, what are the roles of operating system, how operating system works, what happens when an interrupt comes, and other things. Then process management is all of these 7 topics, first 7 topics. Process, threads, inter-process communication, concurrency, synchronization, deadlock and CPU scheduling. In memory management, you have memory management and virtual memory. These are the 2 topics. And then IO system. IO system includes file system and input output system. And finally, the protection and security. I have provided these notes in the PDF form on innovatehub.wordpress.com. You can download this and simultaneously watch the video. This will help you understand the topics better. So I'll start. Consider this as a system. Okay, there's a system here, and there's a monitor, there's a keyboard, then there's a mouse and a CPU. So these are how our old system used to be. Our personal computer is like that. So whenever you press this button, there's a on button, power on button, you see some Windows logo coming on the screen if you have Windows. In case you have an operating system like Mac or Linux, you'll see their logos. So I'm assuming that you have a Windows system and you see a Windows logo on top of it. What is this Windows logo? What are you actually seeing? So if you try to analyze, you'll understand that hardware is all that part that you can touch, and the one that is showing on the screen is basically the output provided by operating system. So here, this is a hardware. On top of hardware, operating system resides. This is operating system. I'll highlight this. So operating system reside on top of hardware. So the one that is interacting with hardware is operating system. We also say that operating system is the one which acts as an intermediary between user and hardware. So whenever a user wants to interact with the hardware, it wants to process something. What is a computer? Computer is somebody which is processing or doing some work, processing some processes. So when as a user I want to do some task, perform some task, then I need to interact with the hardware. I use some resources like memory, I use some resources like processor, so for fast execution. So whenever a user interacts with the hardware, it doesn't directly interact. It needs an interface, which is a software, which is operating system. But is it directly interacting with hardware? No, it is not directly interacting. You have a system and application programs. system and application programs which are residing on top of operating system, and they are the one which are interacting with the user directly. So whenever I want to say execute a program, C program say, so whenever I type a C program, there will be a compiler which will provide an executable, and I will be interacting with the compiler. So compiler is nothing but system and application program. It's an application program for compiling a C program, for understanding C program, and maybe converting it into from my source program to target program, which is source program is a C program and target program would be a machine language, and machine language is the one which is understood by operating system, which thereby interacts with hardware. There could be another program, another user who is trying to fetch a query from database. So database, he is interacting with database management system. So he is trying to type a SQL query and there is a output coming. What is this? This is an application program which interacts with thereby operating system and which requires hardware. Why hardware? Why do we need a hardware in database? Because there are some tables which are present in memory, which are stored in memory, and these tables have some logical logical view, and hardware would be kind of a physical view. So in the logical view, operating system is there, and from the logical view there is an external view. If you read the database topics, you'll know what I'm talking about. So there's a above view, physical view, in which external view, in which you can see the query the way you wanted it. Suppose you wanted to select star from employee table. So when you are saying select star, you want all of them, all the columns of all the attributes of employee table. And in case you are trying to say only the employee name, select employee name from employee table. So there will be an external view of employee name. So there's a user, will not go there. There's a user interacting with the application program and thereby interacting with the operating system and the hardware. There could be another user which is trying to access the text editor. He wants to make a Word file, he wants to make a Notepad file, text file. So he'll go with the text editor. Text editor is another application program which is thereby interacting with the operating system and then hardware. So what is operating system? As per the definition provided by Galvin, it is a program that manages the computer hardware. It acts as an intermediary between user and the hardware of the program. As I said, if you want to interact with the hardware of the program, operating system is the one which is interacting, which is acting as a medium, intermediary. Let's understand what is a hardware. What are we talking about when we are saying computer hardware? Computer hardware. So computer hardware has three basic components. One is CPU, the processor, which is doing all the work. Then there is memory. Memory is for storing the data. And I/O devices, the input-output devices. Input-output devices is basically for interaction with the user, with the effective interaction with the user. So when I click on the mouse, when I roll the mouse, we can move the mouse across the monitor screen, and we can select a particular object on the screen. And maybe a keyboard. Keyboard is for typing the English letters, or if you have a language specific keyboard, you're typing the language specific symbols and you're trying to put the input, give the input to the system, or maybe numbers to the system. So these are the input that you're providing to the system, and there's a screen on top of which you can see the output. So just write, suppose this is a monitor, you're putting some input from here and maybe from here, the keyboard, and based on that there's an output coming. So output say hello world program, hello world sort of a program you've run, and on the screen you can see hello world. So this is a output of the keyboard, something you have typed, from mouse you selected a executable file, you ran it, and you executed it, and based on that the output came hello world. And you wrote the program from the keyboard, using the keyboard. So these are the hardwares which are interacting with the system, and these are called the input output devices. There are two viewpoints to understand the role of an operating system. So one viewpoint is called user view, another viewpoint is called system view. User view. So consider one system. Consider only one system. I will hide this. Consider there is only one system and one user which is trying to interact. So what is happening when it is trying to interact? User thinks that it has all the resources, all the memory, all the processor for itself, and he can utilize it the way he wants. So this is one user point of view. What if the user is a part of a network? Suppose it's a part of a network which are like, there are three systems and they are sharing some memory, 1, 2, 3. And suppose this user has the access of all the memory. If we give the role of sharing of the resources to user, one user will monopolize. It will try to access all the memory, all the resources for itself, and thereby there will be an invalid use of resources. That is why we need a operating system, sort of a manager, who will utilize the resource maximally. For maximum utilization of the resources, we need an operating system which is managing in case of multi-user system. From user point of view, user thinks that it has been given everything, but there is a sharing of system and the backend. So this is a user point of view, and the role of operating system is to maximally utilize the resources. Then there is system point of view. From operating system point of view, what does operating system sees? Operating system knows that it has 4 or 5 resources or maybe more, and he needs to allocate these resources to multiple processes. So resources are allocated to processes. Okay. But there is another role. In case you are running a process, you are running a user program, and suppose there is an error that is arised. So who will look into the error? Operating system looks into the error, and there is a separate segment of operating system which is called control program, which manages the execution of user program in order to prevent the errors and improper use of computer system. There can be a case where an user is trying to pressing the keyboard and mouse simultaneously. An error will pop out that system cannot understand it. Who is basically doing this job? This job is done by control program. Yes, you're right, control program. So these are the two viewpoints of computer system, and based on this there are roles of operating system: to maximally utilize the resource, to allocate the resources to processes, and to have a control program, manage the errors in case of they arise. This is the introduction of computer operating system. We are good to start with the process. I'll start another video and we'll discuss on processes. Thank you.